Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Creator 3-in-1 review. So today we're going to be looking at set number 31136, the Exotic Parrot. This set includes 253 pieces, retails for $19.99 when it released on March 1st of 2023. Now the first thing I want to get out of the way when it comes to this set's existence is the fact that we are possibly going to be seeing a recolor of this set in pink in the near future, or at least in June. Whether or not this will only be available in Europe like the previous recolored sets that we've seen, we'll have to wait and see. I really hope that they decide to bring it to North America. I'll have the set number up on screen now. But anyways, this set I have been really excited to dig into. LEGO has really been killing it lately with these animal builds, and this one is no different. The final overall model, just look at that. I'm also pretty excited to check out that frog, and at a cheap $20 price point, who could say no to that? Looking at the box art design, we get that same sort of style that you'll see for the other sets, and your alternate models shown from the side here. From the very back, we'll also get some closer up views of them, both the fish and the frog and our parrot, that back view there, so you can check out all of the blue plumage on that bird. And we also happen to get push tabs because LEGO doesn't like me. But anyways, let's open this up and take a look at what's inside. Within the box, you get 3 unnumbered bags and 3 instruction manuals, one for each of the alternate builds. Taking a look at all 3 instructions, they all have the same sort of render style that you're going to be seeing into the foreseeable future. From the back of this one, we get a Rebuild the World advertisement and your piece count for 2 pages. This next one, for the fish, we get another Rebuild the World advertisement and one for last year's March wave, which I don't own any of these. Maybe I'll own this one sometime in the future because it's coming within a bundle pack from Walmart. And lastly, the main build of this set, the Exotic Parrot. We get your win information and a quick advertisement for the March sets for 2023. You guys can currently check out a review of the adorable dogs. I really thoroughly enjoyed that set. I definitely recommend it if you're a dog lover. We also have a number of other really neat builds within this wave, and you can also check out my reviews of the 2 sets that released back in January. To start our alternate builds for this set, we have the fish, which even comes with its own sort of like underwater environment. As this is an alternate build, you will get a number of extra pieces that you can use on the other models. So diving right into the final build here, of course, your main attraction will be this animal build for the fish, which can actually go up and down with that clip piece connection there. I think that's really clever how they were able to include that. So you get a little bit of motion. You can even just take him off of the scene if you want to, which I think is really great as well. You get some of those 1x1 eye prints, which we have seen in the past. You get this full-on mix of all these different blue colors and a little bit of that yellow, orange, and yellow from the very back of the tail. Get some movement on the fins there with those ball joint connections from each side. I also really like how we get these circular formations with those dots pieces. And as I said, we have that Technic connection from the very bottom that allows you to connect it to the rest of the scenery. Looking at the scenery itself, it does look like just a whole bunch of random pieces plopped together by a 5-year-old. Though at the same time, we do have some interesting building techniques. Like over here, I really love getting these leaf pieces in that more lavender color. And we also happen to get some seaweed over here with this bigger leafy piece and some smaller ones which are connected using these stem pieces. And just a bunch of random colors that you may see underneath the water, though again, it's just really doesn't feel right to me. It's just a bunch of pieces that feel just plopped together, especially these bigger ones which you'll see used inside the final model. The next alternate build for this set is the frog, which has such an interesting color scheme. As this being an alternate build, you do happen to get a number of extra pieces that you can use on the final model of the parrot, as well as the other build that we just looked at. Getting up close and personal to this amphibian, we get those eye prints that we saw on the last build, which work fine, and even the red surrounding it, I think that works very well for the design. Get a clip piece connection for like the little mouth area, which you can open very slightly. I think that's very cute. even get some of these leafy pieces down here for like the feet, though you only really get the posability from the back where you get those ball joint connections, so you can move those slightly up and down and a little bit side to side just to position this guy. You can also move these slightly at the very end as it's just a one stud connection. It's not exactly the color scheme that I would pick for a frog, but still it's interesting enough, and these pieces will be useful when it comes to making that parrot, which I'm really excited to build. And that brings us to the main and final build of this set, that being the Exotic Parrot. When you build this, you get your regular amount of extra pieces that you would get in any other LEGO set. Now, one minor complaint that I have when it comes to the design of this is that there's a lot more going into the base than there is actually going into the parrot, which I think is totally fine. I think they're equally balanced, though then again, there's just a lot more going on when it comes to the foundation here, where we have a lot of these flower builds. We have two of the same sort of like building techniques being used, just some different color schemes. You can see the clip piece connections of how those are attached. Even from the very back over here, get a little bit of adjustment, and again, you can adjust these with the clip pieces if you so desire. Additionally, we get some larger leafy pieces from the very bottom of the base. You get this rounded platform right there with those plate pieces, which we saw used in the foundation build for the fish. And you can also see some more decorative leafy pieces from the very back over here, as well as those magenta flower pieces. Now for the perch itself, we have a sort of weird branch build. Maybe this is just part of a tree. It just doesn't really make sense. Maybe it's just a decorative pet store tree that they have for this parrot. Looking at the feet of the bird, that part I think is really well done, where you get the clip piece connections for like the little talons at the bottom, and you can see the Technic connection to the very base. One thing that I have to minorly complain about when it comes to this is the fact that this entire part can easily snap off if you're not careful with the model. That's one thing that I don't really like. I wish that they could have done something in order to strengthen that connection there. As for building techniques, you'll notice a lot of building on this side just to get a lot of the curves with those slope pieces there. We also get some ball joint connections for the wings, which you can actually move back and forth just to adjust the angling of them. I really love how these are done, slope and tiled off. You get a little bit of stud showing, which I don't really mind, but overall I think the color scheme works very well. And you also get another clip piece connection from the very bottom for like the tail feathers there. You can adjust that any way you want. And you get those ball joints from both sides. You can easily see how that's connected over here. And another small structural problem is that these wings may also like to fall off if you mess around with them too much as well. Gotta make sure that it's fully pushed in to that Technic axle. Gaps may be another thing that some people might want to complain about, but really there's nothing you can do about that. And as a whole, I'm really pleased with how the wings turned out in general. Moving all the way to the very top here, we have the head of your parrot. We again get those printed 1x1s for the eyes, and I think the head build is really interesting, the different types of pieces that they use to create it. I also like how the beak, you can see like that extra little stud there. How they made the mouth area I think works very well. Really the part that I like the least is probably up here, just like the front facing view I don't really like, but viewing it from the side it works very well, especially with a lot of the different colors that they used from the top of the head leading backwards. So overall, for $20, is this set worth it? I mean, if you're getting this to build the main model of the parrot, I definitely recommend it. I feel this set is going to look amazing next to that brick built pirate minifigure from the Lego house, which I'm so disappointed that that's not a wide release set, because that would just be something that I would buy day one no matter what. I again have to bring up that this will be getting a recolor sometime, possibly over the summer in pink. I think it's really interesting that they decided to choose that color instead of something, I guess, more classic in terms of parrot colors that we've gotten from Lego in the past. But as far as this build goes, this is the one that you're going to want to make if you get this set. $20 is an easy price to swallow in my opinion, though again I do have to mention that it is kind of concerning that the base takes up most of the build compared to the parrot, which really should be the main focus in my eyes. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, what your thoughts are on this set. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to know every time I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!